Mr. Jeff Morgan.
Jeff Morgan, SD 16, Dallas. I'm a delegate. I think I signed up twice, but as long as I'm up here, I'll speak very briefly on behalf of a couple of things that were talked about. When we talk about the abortion issue, one of the things that happened in Bolshevik Russia after no-fault divorce was passed is that abortion rates skyrocketed. Why was that? Because family structures were not intact. And this was something that was going on that even the peasant villagers were saying, that abortion now covers our village with shame. So we talk about the issue of abortion. I think everybody who is pro-life should be for pro-intact families. Everybody who is pro-life, if they want to be consistent, should be saying we should not have divorce on demand take place. When my friend David Bellows, he spoke about the family court judges and everything. Again, I think he spoke very kindly of them. I've gone into courts. I've done a court watch. I've audio taped, I've videotaped some. I have been appalled. I have been absolutely shocked at some of the barbarism that goes on in these courts. And again, it comes back down to the issue of no-fault divorce. When you have a predetermined judgment against you, when somebody puts a petition in for divorce, and at the very same time, by the way, can also apply for a protective order, which has criminal consequences to it, and you've done nothing, something is wrong. In Williamson County, there was an assistant district attorney, her name was LEVY, and she was teaching divorce attorneys on how to use protective orders to gain leverage in divorce. An assistant district attorney in Williamson County. And the reason I know that is because I was there, I videotaped it, it is online. I interacted with her, I was shocked to see some of the stuff that she said. So when we talked about two people mutually divorcing, in many instances that's not the case. And when you look at what actually happens in the dynamics, you might have a man and a woman, and they say, hey, we can't make it work out. We do want to part. But we want our children, what's best for our children. And yet what will almost inevitably happen is you get a divorce attorney in there, and they will start to put accusations against the other person. So that even if you were friendly to begin with, I don't know how many people I've talked with, they hate their spouse afterwards. And it's not the spouse, it's the attorney situation. The Texas Law Foundation, they give out this newsletter, and I get a hold of this newsletter, it's actually public, and they talk about all of these things that they're doing for you. And all these bad bills that they've killed. And every bad bill that they have said that they've killed has been an outstanding bill. Who is the you that they are talking to? They are talking to their family law people. They are talking to divorce attorneys. We have testimony from 2017 when Joelle Cannon Sheridan was testifying in front of Carol Dutton at the JJFI, saying one of the things I'm most proud of is my lobbying for the Texas, the Family Law Department or Division or something like that. She's a lobbyist. And yet in our state capitol, they often, like Carol Dutton will say, well, talk to the Texas Family Law Foundation about how to make this better. So I guess all I'm saying is I'm sorry for the second sign up here, but I wanted to support these people and protecting families. I'm sorry to not get to hear all of Lori's testimony. I had to step outside. I think I know a little bit about it, but the whole thing, if you talked about the Kinsey-based stuff, and I'm not sure Kinsey-based laws need to be completely repealed. That was a perverse experiment that was done. Other people can talk about that more. I am going to stay within my time frame. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, sir.
On the temporary secretary, it was wonderful. I have a question. I work in the courts.
Okay.
I see people coming in to get married. And I've heard you talk about the government and about the church.
Right.
There's a lot of talk about taking marriage out of the government and making it a church issue because it's a covenant between God.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
I do, actually, and if you see the resolution that I amended for this upcoming term that I said talked about unilateral divorce and that we should support covenant marriage. And the reason that's important is because, so for example, in February, my son got married, and he married this wonderful Christian lady. And there was part of me that was saying, God, I wish they would have gotten married in Arkansas with a covenant marriage. Because there are additional protections here. There are no protections here. And I think that it's actually, I would look at this almost in a sense to say that the way that we do marriage in Texas with the contract, the license and stuff like that. It almost seems to be an unfair, deceptive act in practice. When you enter into marriage, you think, hey, I'm going to be settling down with this person. We're going to invest our lives together. And yet, at any time, for any reason, that marriage has no legal protection. So marriage is really a fallacy in a sense in the state of Texas. It is basically legalized cohabitation. There is no protection for marriage. And that's the problem with unilateral no-fault divorce. And that is the policy of our state. And that is a shame because even India, the country of India found unilateral no-fault divorce to be unconstitutional as it was practiced. The Soviet Union has passed on. We are stuck back. We want to think that we're Americans and we're getting better. We can do things better. But we're trying to revive something that is failed. It is a communist ideology. But we're going to keep putting more lipstick on that pig and hopefully it's going to transform into a princess. I don't know. But so I agree with you completely because until the religious liberty issue is a big, big deal. If I were a pastor, I would not marry under the state code of Texas. Even though you're supposed to do certain things, I would say no because you are not protecting this institution, which is ordained by God. Marriage pre-existed before the state. And the state has now co-opted the same thing with Vladimir Lenin. The state has co-opted marriage and turned it from what was essentially a religious institution. And if you want to have a civil institution, that's fine. And I would say go far as this. Why don't you go to the state and say, I'd like to get a 2-year marriage license? And the state just say, well, sure, that's fine. Why won't the state do that? But with no-fault divorce, a 2-year marriage license might give you more surety and security than no-fault divorce. So, but I agree with you, absolutely. And that is in there as well.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Once again, thank you for letting me speak. Thank you.